I just finished watching FD Signifier's White Rapper Paradox, and I gotta say, I love, I mean, I do love his content. I'm always inspired by him and the stories that he shares. And even when I don't feel comfortable with what I'm hearing, I think as I get older, it's very important to me to balance the content that I am, taking into my psyche. I'm even being mindful of this as I'm sharing stories to my timeline to try to balance, those beings who identify with manhood and those beings who identify with womanhood and those individuals that fall in between. Um, I must be honest though, I do have a bias towards content depicting beings who possess an abundant amount of negritude or melanin, or who identify as Negro or Black or Ebenoid. Now, I'm gonna get back to FD Signifier and the White Paradox, but before I go there, one of my sisters the other day sent me a video, and they were talking about how the Egyptians were the Africans. And for me, again, that African title, it's a slippery slope because Africa, again, was not called Africa 700 years ago. And there are Caucasian beings who have lived in Africa for far longer than that, ever since that continent has been in existence and Caucasian beings have existed. Um, I believe that some of their ancestors have been connected to that landmass. So I just think it's a slippery slope to call ourselves African American or African, because like again, there's parts in Africa where it snows, so the landmass is definitely accommodable. It has areas that can accommodate beings of a much lighter hue. Now back to the FD Signifier White Paradox video. So, when I was listening to his commentary in this video, I think that in his effort to be biased in how he disseminates information, I think that he rode the fence a little hard on this one, and I'm all for being a person who rides the fence because it's balanced. But I don't know if he was as honest about how he felt about some of these Caucasian rappers. Like, I think he sprinkled in some honesty, but I think he really, he kind of tippy-toed because he was trying to please everybody. And this is not me condemning him for that, because it made me really think about how I disseminate information sometimes. I am a person who traditionally can see things from both sides. Like, to give an example of that, I follow a lot of people who practice veganism, and it's their diet, it's all they eat. And you see in the comment section how, people who eat meat get mad at them for making foods that mimic meat. Like somebody was making a deviled egg and they made a complete vegan deviled egg, and people were saying die and go to hell, and why y'all always trying to make vegan food taste like, name vegan dishes after meat dishes. And it's because people grow up on meat and they want to celebrate the foods that they grew up on, but they want to make a different choice about how they choose to consume that food. I get it. I personally am. I can't say that I'm a flexitarian because I'm not between pescatarian and vegetarian, because I do eat meat. Like, I do eat chicken every now and then. I'll taste a piece of pork, every now and then. I eat turkey, like, yeah, I have my seasons where I do. Like, I'm not really a pork person. Like, I could count on my hands probably the times that I'll consume pork within a year. But I eat a lot of chicken, I eat a lot of fish, I eat a lot of turkey, I'm not really a big burger person, but I can go for a good ass burger from time to time. So but I do like a lot of fruits and vegetables. Like, I do eat a healthy amount of fruits and vegetables. You're gonna find that in my diet, and I will go days and sometimes weeks without eating meat. So I ride the fence with that, So I am a person who is like, I could see things from both sides in a lot of different situations. And so I wanted to use that as an example to further, delve into how I was processing FD Signifier's conversation about, the white paradox rapper. He really did give me some new perspective on Eminem. I love the way he approached Eminem's story. I don't think that every Caucasian person who picks up rap should have to take on this responsibility of feeling, like tiptoeing, because tiptoeing through their expression, you know, um, he made this comment that really kind of rattled me, and I think that was the whole point of me making this video. He made a comment that really, I wanted to offer some pushback on, and he said that he said that white rappers, basically, because so many eyes are watching them and so many more people become invested in hip hop, simply because it is a white person delivering the message. And he also, brought home this idea that more temptation is given to, white rappers who have that package, who have the potential to be that crossover, and who have that talent that is undeniable. And so he kind of put the onus on them to use their platform to dismantle white supremacy. But white supremacy cannot be dismantled by white people. Like, white people cannot dismantle white supremacy by themselves. At this point, it's like a house of cards. It's like dominoes all stood up. If you move one out of the way, it's all gonna come down. Well, at least that's what we would like to think is going to happen. But I honestly don't even think that that's what would happen. I don't think if you removed white people from the top of the tier that the whole system would change. If one day all white people just woke up tomorrow, if we could just imagine ourselves, if tomorrow we could just wake up and all Caucasian people were to say, I denounce my privilege. I am not. I am going to walk behind black people. I am going to intentionally take less. I am going to intentionally do everything in reverse in order for black people to have a stronger seat at the table. That is not going to end white supremacy, because whatever is in proximity is going to then step up because we've already been brainwashed. We've already been hardwired. Hey, Mada, we've already been brainwashed. We've already been hardwired to accept the next, to accept the next best thing that's in proximity to whiteness. The reason why Beyonce is Beyonce, like he said, um, the reason why Eminem has sold more records and got more Grammys, and the reason why Eminem was the most powerful, was the most known rapper at one time, was because he was white. That's the same reason why Beyonce is where she at, though. Because of her proximity to whiteness. She's talented. Eminem is talented. But it's the proximity to whiteness, because you best believe if Eminem had tattoos all over his face, if Eminem looked like Lil Wayne 20 years ago, he would not be where he is. It was his proximity to the idea of whiteness. It's proximity to the idea. Not necessarily white, but proximity to the idea of white representation. And so you ain't always gotta be pure blood Caucasian in order to have proximity to the idea of whiteness. So like once you remove if every Caucasian person, every pink toe, I'm quoting you, they would do him like 6ix9ine, right? 20 years ago, they had did him worse. Because 6ix9ine couldn't have been 6ix9ine 20 years ago. 6ix9ine couldn't have even, right, 6ix9ine couldn't have even been 20 years ago, 6ix9ine couldn't have even been 6ix9ine. 20 years ago, he couldn't have been that. So it's proximity to whiteness. We got a lot of biracial people. We got a lot of people who are white passing. We got a lot of people who give off white aesthetic. And because we've been programmed for centuries to look at a certain demographic in a certain way, that's not just going all in because white people say they don't want white supremacy no more. So putting the onus on white people to dismantle white supremacy, like we all literally have to relinquish what has been considered privileges for us. Like men need to surrender, need to give up their patriarchal privilege. Like biracial people need to give up their proximity privilege. Like we all have to give up our whatever privilege it is that we have in order to break this thing down, in order to undo this thing. This is not white supremacy did not become what it is with just white people. It wasn't just white people holding hands singing Kumbaya coming together that created white supremacy. The engine and the machine that put white people or people in proximity to whiteness or the idea of whiteness where it is, it was a unified struggle. And true, in its origin story, it was a bunch of a Caucasian, wealthy Caucasian people that initiated this, that started this, but millions and billions of people who do not identify as Caucasian have bought into this shit. So it's not on at this point. Yeah, they got the ball rolling. But it is not on Caucasian people to end white supremacy. They can't do it by themselves. Yeah, they got the ball rolling. They did. But at this point, it's a group thing. It's got a funky sway. Cause it's a group thing, a group thing. And then you still you wrong. It's a group thing. It's a group thing, bitch. Fuck. It's a group thing. Everybody chipping in at this point. So, like, and you know what I want to see happen? Like when I watch these academic beings, every time they have this conversation about racism, it's still this slave narrative. I would love to see what a collaboration between FD Signifier and Dane Calloway would look like. I would love to see Dane Calloway, FD Signifier, what's the one name who be doing the higher level conversations? Infinite Waters, Yahweh. Like, I would love to see all of these deeply melanated brothers from different tribes come together and have a collective conversation that does not, because at this point I was watching this video from this guy who made a comment up under my page, and I actually went on his page and looked at some of his content, and he was pointing out the fact that he don't believe that the DNA test is real. Now, at the end of the video, his theory kind of went left and it got real dark really, really fast. But I do agree that if you take a DNA test, they're not finna tell you the truth. We live in a country that injected people with syphilis. And quiet as kept, I think they injected, the children with HIV too. So if they around here injecting people with syphilis, being dishonest like that, why would they give you a DNA test that would let you know that you was entitled, that you had blood that made you entitled to actually getting free college education? That you had rights to the land. Cause if we going by the one drop rule that's done locked us out of so much, if I got one drop of indigenous blood, don't that make me indigenous? I don't think that DNA test I think that DNA test gonna lie. Exactly. We all as a whole did this thing, and it's gonna take the whole to bring it down, right? Like black people think white people got the power to destroy, white people got the power to end white supremacy. Yeah, maybe 200 years ago. Maybe they could have in 1777. Maybe they could have that. Maybe in the early 1800s they could have. But we done made so many, just like hip hop has taken on its own character, and hip hop has transitioned, because when hip hop first started, it's the same thing with every culture. When they always talking about how it gets co-opted. Well, how it happens, and we don't want to have this conversation, is with everything, rock and roll, with jazz, with all of this. First, before the Caucasians get a hold to it, they see it in beings they can relate to, biracial. They see biracial artists. They see someone who resonates with them, someone who is giving a aesthetic or giving something that's familiar to their ancestry, and they connect with it via that. And that's the same thing that's happened with hip hop. Hip hop has taken has mutated, and when it first started, it was, these deeply melanated beings, that was making this art. But then over time, everybody started to adapt to it, and Caucasians started to see people that they could resonate with, people that they saw themselves in, and they connected with it in that way. And so we have to have a conversation about that middle ground, how it transitions over, because it don't just go from me or somebody darker than me, then the next thing you know, a Caucasian person doing it. Because I don't even have that many Caucasian friends, because they don't look at me and see their grandma or their auntie or their cousin. They don't look at me and feel that connection. But if I was biracial, then I probably have a lot of white friends, because I would be giving off proximity, or at least they would want to be around me, for if it was for nothing but to use me for access. Well, George Washington wooden leg, we know his DNA test was lying, because that leg said he was at least 1% of nigga in his DNA. Bada, you cutting up. You cutting up, Bada. But yeah, like, for real though, like, we gotta be able to dig deeper, and they not about to tell us the truth. They not about to tell us the truth on these tests. They not about to tell us the truth on none of these tests. These people is not about to tell us the truth. That's why at this point, this ship is sailed. I know it's Indian on both sides of my family. I ain't even worried about it no more. My tribe is Lay Lim Lay Lur, just like your tribe is my mead. We ain't worried about the old tribes. The old tribes is done. They done been infiltrated. It's done been changed. The ancestors are so loud. The rich ones got casinos, everything. That's done. I ain't trying to prove what tribe I belong to. I know that I'm connected to this land. I know my ancestors were connected to this land. I ain't got to prove shit to now motherfucker or father sucker. I ain't got to prove shit to nobody. I ain't got to prove nothing. Skid. Nigga. Nigga, I'm wearing chicken bone earrings. I made niggas skid. I got on art I motherfucking created. Skid. Nigga. Shit done. That shit done. Like Choctaw, Cherokee, all that was then. This is now. That was Turtle Island. This is America. I am the indigenous of today. I am the indigenous of America. The indigenous of today. That's the shell. All that is gatekeeping. All that is gatekeeping. Nigga trying to gatekeep. Talking about where your papers and prove your paperwork. Nigga, my paperwork is in my soul. How I'm connected to the land. How I know how to get out there and make plants grow. How my art, my storytelling, all of that. I'm an authentic indigenous person. I ain't got to prove shit to you. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. When I'm going to try to prove something to some people who stole Africans from Africa, who stole Negroid people from Africa, and who enslaved the indigenous, and who pushed the indigenous people on the reservations and didn't give them no right to no political control, no political power. What am I gonna try to prove my indigenous connection to you for? I saw the documentary where black people in Louisiana was hiding. If you was a certain shade, you was pretending that you wasn't Indian, because they would arrest you if you wore indigenous garb. They would arrest you if you wore indigenous garb. So black people did not wear their indigenous garb. And if they did, they would get thrown in jail. And then black people still ended up on their own reservation. The projects. But I would love to see a collaboration between FD Signifier, um, Seven Bosmar, Dane Calloway, Infinite Waters, the one who be having a higher level conversation. Like, I would like to see them come together. I would like to see some conscious, deeply melanated, negritude possessing females, some ebony Negro females. I would, like XX chromosome. I would love to see all of them sit at the table and debate, argue, whatever it takes for them to have a collective conversation that doesn't look like we have to continue buying into the slave narrative and just suppressing our indigenous connection to the land. Like, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see that shift, and I would love to see the indigenous people of this nation, not the pretendian 19 keys. That's right, Mata. Not the pretendians, but true indigenous people. Because I done been to indigenous events, and I've had light-skinned Indian people try to treat me like I was the fake. Try to make me feel like I was the fake, because colorism is so strong, and that shit was bred into them. And the reason why it was bred into them, because they were allowed to keep the culture, because they bred in a way. They did eugenics. They practiced selective eugenics on them reservations, and they mixed that Caucasian blood into that Indian tribe, and they were able to preserve their culture and their language. So they think they're better because they played eugenics and created a pretendian. They was on them reservations, breeding like poodles and pit bulls and Rottweilers. Master had took a few of them and said, okay, this is what we gonna do. We gonna intermingle. We gonna let you keep your culture. And see, I know that's how they do it, because that's what they did them over there in South Africa. That's why South Africa was able to keep its language. Shaka Zulu, they surrendered to that. Shaka Zulu, they let them keep the language, but they still ended up being colonized overall. They still like so much of South Africa is Christian now. They practice Christianity, and they keep a few of their rituals. They keep a few of their practices. There'll be people over there who still practice the old way, but it's a lot of Christians over there. It's a lot of Christians. They let them keep their tongue. Oh, but you gonna bend the knee to Massa. So they will compromise with you. And what happened over here was so that they could shut the Negro out. They want to spin that narrative like we all came over here on slave ships. Nigga, if that's the case, all of us came over here on slave ships. Cause a lot of these Caucasians got some slave ship in their family. And some black indigenous in their blood as well. Running around here with that thick curly hair, able to stand in the sunlight without no suntan lotion. Singing and dancing with all this damn rhythm. Where you think that came from? Nigga, please. And then y'all be getting mad at white people when they say the word nigga. I'm not mad at no Caucasian for saying the word nigga. Cause y'all niggas too. Bitch, you white chocolate. Bitch, it's all nigga. Nigga, nigga, nigga. Nigga, nigga, nigga. Bitch, y'all don't give a fuck, bitch. Y'all don't give a fuck. You call me a nigga, bitch. You a nigga too. Bitch, I just look more like the original nigga, bitch. You was a deficient nigga, bitch. Bitch, you was a melanin deficient nigga. Still nigga. Like Jay-Z said, bitch. That's what I'ma tell you, bitch. You was a nigga too, bitch. Just melanin deficient, bitch. Bitch, you's a melanin deficient nigga, bitch. Where is my ship that I'm supposed to have arrived in? Give me a damn car. Right. Bitch, you's a salty nigga, bitch. I mean, like, that's them old gatekeepers. Like, even when Caucasians call us monkeys, have you ever looked at a monkey? Like, have you ever really looked at a monkey? First of all, monkeys are hairy. Bitch, where the hair at, bitch? White people, Caucasian people be more hairy. Bitch, my skin is smooth, bitch. And all of this in a monkey face be Caucasian looking. They hairy and this part right here look Caucasian. Bitch, you look more like a monkey than me. Bitch, I don't know how black people get offended. How do you let that offend you? Bitch. Bitch. Bitch, I don't look nothing like no fucking monkey, bitch. Bitch, how do you even get offended? How do you even get offended? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Then they'll try to say, oh, you look like Dookie. Oh, you look like shit. Until I stand in that sunlight. Because one thing a turd can't do, that melanin can do, when we get in that damn sunlight at about 6 o'clock in the evening, or at about 6 o'clock in the morning when that sun hitting that skin, you know the difference between shit and melanin. Then, step into that sunlight, boo, at a certain time of the day, and watch what that sun gonna do to that skin. Honey, watch. It don't, nothing, Dookie can't do that, boo. Shit can't do that, boo. Said this the other day about the word nigga. No offense here either. I'm not offended at all. Shining like a brand new dollar bill. Like a brand new $100. But what Rihanna say? Shine bright like a diamond. Who the fuck upset? I ain't bothered by the word nigga. I ain't bothered by being called a monkey. because I know I look at monkeys. Bitch, I don't look like no monkey. And I wouldn't even be insulted because a monkey is one of the most intelligent species next to us. We all look like animals. All of us look like some kind of animal. We all resemble some type of animal. So it's not offensive that you telling me that I look like one of the most intelligent animals on land. Like, but I don't look like no monkey though. I have a dark brown face. I have my features. Uh, 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 we might have like even their nose is kind of more in their face. You know, it's kind of more in their face. Now maybe you could get me for the spread out nose. Maybe you could make that connection. But monkeys is hella smooth. So like you said, Mata, it's giving pink toes to me. So I don't understand. Like, it's like people just get in their feelings and let their trauma take over and really are not observing the situation fully. People not really observing the situation. But I was supposed to be on here 30. I was supposed to be on. I was saying this is going to be a 10-15 minute live. I done rode over here to the liquor store to get me a old sip. Because, you know, tomorrow it's going to be my 14th day no marijuana. So I got me a little cocktail. I ain't doing nothing heavy, though. I got these two little nippets because I'm getting ready to do my fast for the holidays. So I got me two little nippets. Two little nippets. Two little nippets. Yeah, I had rolled over here to get me two little nippets. So I'm about to go head back to the house. But yeah, I was supposed to be on here 2 minutes, 15 minutes. This is supposed to be a quick live. I get on here with your ass and with the Josie. Got on here with my ass with the Josie. But I'm going to try to go ahead and get my little buzz on because I ain't had nothing to drink. Like, I think I done drank twice in like the past 2 weeks. Like, I had a cocktail last week. And so I'm going to have me a little cocktail tonight. And I want to do it early so, you know, it could wear off early. So I could, you know, still wake up and handle my business and stuff. But my goal is I'm about to go back, child, put my little music on, get sexy. Y'all might see a little sexy video on my story tonight. You know, I might put out a little sexy video because I be channeling them spirits then, baby. You know, I might do old baby or girl might have to throw that ass in a circle. I go to channeling them ancestors. And they be up, throw that ass in a circle. Yeah. Throw that ass in a circle and play with that cat, honey, and take my ass to sleep. Ooh-wee. I got my Miller Lite, baby, and I'm coasting. Okay, I'm glad you stopped by too, Mata. Okay, Taylor Port get me in trouble. Taylor Port. Like they say, that gin will make you sin. That Taylor Port will have you going to court. But child, I'm about to do this vodka. And then I'm going to do the vodka redo, baby. Yes, ma'am, but I love you. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to hit it on back to the house. But thank you for Josie with me. I had so much. I always have fun when you come on the live. I love you so much, Mata. Down with the noun that I say cool, keep spinning and turning in Gani Yonko Kulukalo, which means I am a child of Gorgores. And if I am, you know you are. Love ya. Good night. I'll call you tomorrow.